Letitia James made headlines prosecuting President Trump for inflating the value of his real estate empire, but now she's the one that's under federal investigation for allegedly manipulating her own real estate paperwork, not by inflating it, but by downplaying it. And here's the thing, Trump used private money, whereas Letitia James, she may have done this with federally backed loans, which is a huge difference. So before we jump to any conclusions, let's just clarify the properties that she owned and has owned. Let's start with the property that she bought in 1983 with her father. That property was in Queens. The thing that we do know is that she listed her father as her husband, which is a problem. Now, they probably can't use that right now in her case just because it is so old, but it does establish a pattern of nefarious acts of her doing fraudulent activities, which can potentially help the prosecutor's case if this does go to trial. The next property that she bought was in 2001, which is the Brooklyn brownstone that we've been talking about, that the use and occupancy lists it as 5 properties, but her mortgage paperwork only says 4 properties. Now, she purchased this property for $550,000 back in 2001, and with a quick Zillow search, the Zestimate states that property is worth $1.89 million right now. Now, what is the issue with this particular property? Well, if you are going to use federal financing, which is a FHA loan, they only allow you to finance up to 4 units. After 4 units, so 5+ units, then you need to use commercial financing for that. She also would get other benefits in terms of lower down payment, lower closing costs, lower insurance rates, and anything else that I'm sure she tried to leverage this property and get. So that is an issue. And now the most recent property that she purchased was in 2020, which is the Norfolk, Virginia property. Now, this property has the issue of her stating that this is her primary residence when she actually lives in New York and is the New York Attorney General. That is an issue because you can't have that as a primary residence and you actually live in New York. If you're not going to live in that property for at least 12 months, then it cannot be classified as a primary residence. And that is the major issue there.